Hey, Steve Gamache here with another Chef Knives to Go quick look product review, and this time we are looking at the Masakage Koishi Gyuto 180mm knife. So this line has a core steel of Aogami or blue paper, what's known as Super AS for short, reactive high carbon steel from Hitachi. Aogami Super can typically be treated to some pretty high heat treat ratings, and so these are approximates, but they take this to a pretty high hardness, anywhere between 63, 65 Rockwell. So this will have very, very good edge retention. It's a little bit on the less forgiving side because these are thin at the edge and the steel is quite hard, but what you get is great edge retention and a nicely crafted rendition of Aogami Super. These guys know what they're doing with AS steel. So this is a good rendition of it. The construction is a kind of a three-layer sandwich, as I am prone to say sometimes. And so what they've done is taken a softer stainless cladding on either side of that harder core steel and put that there. And then they've got a hammered finish. So Koishi, it refers to river pebbles. So it's got a kuda-uchi or blacksmith finish, and then it got some hammering pattern on there as well. And these are very aggressive looking knives, and they've also got a sandblasted finish on the edge, or I should say the primary bevel there where the grind kicks in. So these are some of the meanest gnarling looking knives on the site, I think. And these things just look like they want to eat other knives for breakfast. So these are just bad looking knives, and that hammer pattern and the flat matte black kuda-uchi finish just contribute to that. So it's just, these are gnarly looking knives, and just cool. Great performers as well. So the weight and dimensions on these will vary just a little bit, and as I mentioned on some other videos, Mark has been bringing in more 180mm Gyutos due to customer requests, so you get a really nice selection of these style of blades these days on Chef Knives to Go, and this is another one. So this one is about 123 grams or 4.3 ounces on this particular sample. The edge length is right about 180mm or 7.1 inches. Overall length about 326mm, a little under 13 inches. Spine thickness, these will vary a little bit. This one's about 2.75 coming out of the handle above the chin, the back of the heel. And then I measured it about 2 millimeters. And then not a lot of taper, but you taper off a little bit from that. And you can see it does kind of thin out a little bit as you go. And then when you hit the grind, it thins out quite nicely. So the performance is quite good on these. And they're also quite thin at the edge where it counts. So these are no slouches in the performance department. The height is 43 millimeters, so kind of apropos for this style of blade. Handles are very nicely done. They are octagonal ambidextrous cherry with a black packerwood ferrule. This particular handle is just butter smooth. There's no, I can't feel even a hiccup there between the ferrule and the cherry wood, and real smooth. This cherry's nice, and they've got a little bit of a polish to it. Tight handle install. The back is unfinished. You may want to put a little mineral oil or something on there, but really cool wood. And it's not too heavy either, so that brings the weight forward kind of back where it needs to be for this style of blade. So there's your balance point. You've got the classic Masakage curved choil into the neck for a pinch grip, perfectly comfortable for a pinch grip. And with that neck not being very wide, you still get pretty good board clearance, no problem. Fit and finish is great on these. They've polished the spine, which is another nice contrast to the black kuda-uchi, so really cool look. They left the kuda-uchi on the choil, but they've rounded the corners of it and relieved that, so it's very comfortable. Super sharp out of the box, great edge bevel. I think he's still doing a 2 grit, more polish on one side than the other, but super sharp out of the box. I've been tinkering with this one and playing with it, so it's got a little bit of a patina going on the edge. So let's bring it in. Let's see, actually, before we do that, the handle is about 72 millimeters or 2.83 inches in circumference right here. And so just appropriate size. Let's get a close-up look. The kanji on these is on the left side of the blade. And as I said, these are just awesome looking knives. So you've got hand chisel kanji, you can feel that. They do the kanji after the kuda-uchi, so it really pops. There's your edge bevel, there's your core steel, there's your sandblasted frosted blade road, and there's your hammering. Here's the right side of the blade. So like I said, these are just awesome looking in person. They are just all business looking knives. They're really cool. Balance point, we did that. Let's look at the cutting board profile. Here we go. So pretty much just a kind of an all-around profile, not super flat, but a little bit flatter profile towards the heel, less curvy, less belly. The tip's fairly low, so let's see where we're at. I'm getting fairly high on it before I start digging the tip in, so you'll be able to rock very nicely with this. Push-pull cuts. Probably not a pure chopper. You can see you don't have a lot of flat area, but it'll handle fairly wide variety of techniques outside of just pure chopping. So very nice performing knife, nice and flickable, light, great performer, excellent hard core steel, awesome looking blade. So these are just really, they're top of the line knives, and they're just awesome. So this is the Masakage Koishi Gyuto 180mm knife.